So the warm-up exercises, Sarah, Emily, and Cassie, really anybody from last year hopefully remembers all that stuff. So that should be pretty straightforward. General medicine ball drills, single arm L's. So the way that works is initially the base of the drill is just high repetition, activating the upper back, light medicine ball. The L component is working the ball down and back, which doesn't really make an L, but I guess that's what I've always called them. Single arm arcs. The idea is core control, shoulder control. Really good for your scap. Standing, double arm. Arms long. Breathing out. Letting your hips react. Letting the body be a bow. Exhaling, and so it's a body thing. It's not an upper body. It's the whole body. Rotational twist. So what that looks like is back to the wall, turn, deliver, turn opposite, deliver, turn, deliver. You can also do that turned kind of 90, delivering. Wood chop. Wood chop. Bring the ball up overhead, down. Up overhead, down. Pretty much the same as the slam, but there's a little bit of a rotational component to it. Sit-up throw and non-sit-up throw. The sit-up throw, you sit up. So, right? Versus non-sit-up, staying down. Okay. Zoom out a bit. All right, so taking a look at Javelin specific ball drills. Reverse C is about creating that C shape, reverse C shape at block contact. And so the reverse C drill is working on turning the back foot, getting the knee down so that your hip goes from perpendicular to the throwing direction to squared up while the upper body stays behind. And so what we do is we turn the foot, get the knee down to get our body to this position. And then at that point, it turns into like a soccer throw-in, delivering the ball. And so it's all about the rotation of this back foot, getting the knee down, and then from this position, you can deliver the ball. So I'll do it lefty so you can see me here. So turning this left side into my block side, right side, holding it. So learning how to turn that back foot. The shot, put pen, push pen. What that's doing, hand underneath, hand behind, working to get the legs out front and set up your body to create the throw. So what will happen is you'll turn and push the ball, but only after the legs do the work, right? And so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So notice how everything I described before, foot turning, knee down, all that's happening leading into the plant. And then my left side meets my right side, and I deliver the ball off of that. So the legs happen first. Standing ball. Ball, 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 ball. Standing ball throws. So you got Javelin weight ball. There's red ones for guys, yellow for girls. And so figure eights, keeping the arm long. 1, 2, deliver. 1, 2, deliver. And so the idea is keeping length to elongate your pull, staying loose. And so we want to be reactive. We don't want to willfully strike the javelin. We want to react to the positions. And so this is a nice warm-up effort. And so kind of from there, you're going to get into like a stance throw. So that shape we've talked about, we're getting into that. So ball back. Notice my hip is going to meet my left side, and I'm going to react. And so I have foot, knee, hip, chest, shoulder, elbow, hand. So watch, I'm going to do it left-handed. Foot, knee, hip, chest, shoulder, elbow, hand. And so that's a basic stance throw. And so then from there, you can work to walk through that movement. So 3-step walk. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So you have to forgive me, that's my left, on my natural side, but you get the idea. Okay, shadow walkthroughs. So what I just did, those javelin ball stuff, you know, that's the kind of stuff I want to see the javelin throwers do during like the shadow time, because the javelin throwers need that kind of ball work. You know, throwing a shot or a discus, there's not like an equivalent. You know, you throw the disc, you throw the shot. There's med ball drills that have a general transfer, but it's not quite the same as these javelin ball drills. So javelin throwers during shadow time, you're going to be doing those kinds of things. Whereas the discus and shot putters, y'all need to be getting real comfortable with your positions and being able to move through the circle. And so for discus, I got a piece of chalk here. So I got my starting positions. I'm going to rotate around, step into the middle, rotate around, complete. So basically, I have 2 marks, center mark, final mark. So the thought process is you can create that chalk on the asphalt, and by grabbing PVC, the plastic javelin or broomstick, dowel, you're able to elongate your body like so. Guess I'll just use this one. And focus on your position. So as a discus thrower, what we want to be able to do is set up in the back, and as a right-handed thrower, we want to be able to create tension and rotate the right side around the left side. So you're going to see that I'm going to shoulder, hip, foot stacked, and I'm going to rotate around this. I'm not going to, I don't know where I was going with that. Rotating the right side around the left side initially. So I'm going to create tension, because you do your wind up, create tension, rotating right side around that left side. Notice dorsiflexion of this foot, okay? Rotating around, so that 180 is really key. Being able to rotate around. It's a little challenging in running shoes, but your ability to do that. So in throwing shoes, in theory, I should be able to pivot all the way around, staying stacked, foot, knee, hip, okay? Once you can do that, 180s and 360s, we're working towards that middle contact point. So rotate right side around left side, coming, you can touch down on 180, stepping in, lead with that quad. Notice I'm not jumping, right? I'm not popping down. I'm pulling off that left, driving right knee to get there. And so doing it in a segmented fashion would look like this. Okay? Doing it all together would look more like this. Okay? You saw I fell in there a little bit. So I rotated a little bit down this way. I need to rotate around more. So throwing shoes would help that, but yeah. Okay? So once you're able to come to this contact point, right, what are we doing from here? And so that right foot's going to come down. What do we need to do? Sweep that left around. So we went right side around the left side, and now we need to be able to go left side around the right side. Notice how deep my foot gets. If you don't get your foot behind your, if you don't get your left foot behind your right foot, you're going to be closed off and your hip's going to turn into itself. You need to be able to get that left foot deep. Can you guys even see anything? Yeah, okay. That window's looking bright. Okay, where were we? Yeah, so you know, foundationally, if the discus is totally new, then you're just going to want to get a feel for, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So we're 180, yeah, so learning how to do this. So we get to the power position. So if you're totally new to discus, then you just want to get a feel for this here. This, being able to be in this power position, stay long, keeping your right hand long, well, your upper body, right hand to left hand, staying long, and being able to turn your foot, get your knee down, and let your hip meet your left side. So your whole left side is anchoring you to the ground. So you want to be able to lead with this separating hand from that. And so just learning how to do that. Put that left foot down, turn. See how my hand's staying back? Turn. So that's kind of getting into the finish there. We're at power position, we're going to deliver the discus. And so your ability to do that, that's kind of the base. So just getting comfortable with that. Because what will happen is you're going to get a discus in your hand and you're going to try to push it and just stand right up over it. We don't want to do that. If I throw it that way, what we want to do is we want to be behind the plant and meet it, creating a bow, creating tension. The javelin and discus are a pull. So your ability to do that is really important. And so that starts with 0 miles an hour with the chalk, with your feet in good positions. And then you can graduate to working through, I mean, you're going to work through it simultaneously, but getting the spin down. And so working on your 180, and then your 360, and then a segmented 180, stepping in, and then from there, left side, around. So really simplifying it, discus is right side turning around left side turning around right side, and then finally right side again, turning, boop, if you reverse around that other side. So that's a way oversimplified explanation there. Emily, Sarah, y'all know. Lead the way. Shot. Glide, shot put. What do we want to see there? So, okay. So I've got my starting position. I'm balanced over this front foot. I'm setting up with a good hold on the shot. Shot staying in that front hand. And so for these drills, you know, a javelin ball, there's extras with the softballs, are going to allow you to just do a ton of reps and not tire out from just holding the shot for minutes on end. But so the idea with the start of the glide is to be able to create tension, to create, basically compress a spring. So we want to load up, and you're going to have to navigate your ability to balance. So if you aren't really strong at balancing, you're not going to be able to load and go on the toe and compress a ton, right? You might just compress like this, just a little bit. But either way, we want to compress a little bit, create a spring that's ready to go. And what's going to happen is we're going to let the spring compress and then uncompress a little bit to get us across the circle. So what's that look like? So compress, and from here, what's going to happen is this left foot is going to kick, and from here we're going to get off the toe, flat heel, and drive off the heel. So notice this unloading here, okay? If I'm on my flat foot or on my toe and I unload, I'm going to go up. We want to go out. We want to go towards the toe board. So we compress and then work toe, flat heel, and we drive off that heel and we kick this foot. And that gets us to this A position. I'm forming a letter A, a capital letter A. So you see I got my marker here, and then this middle marker. So we've kicked the left, driven off that right heel, and we're in this position. Notice, shot is back, discus is back, javelin is back. Notice the commonalities. From here, what's going to happen is we're going to snap this right foot underneath us, okay? And so this is your lathe drill. We just did the A drill, actually. We got that lathe drill. Snapping that right under, and that brings us into our power position. Same thing as the discus. We need that separation. Without the separation, hip turns into itself. That's no bueno. So we're in the power position here, and what are we going to do? keeping the shot back, we're going to work to rotate this foot and knee, bringing the hip into that left side, and then the chest gets involved, right? And then we can get to this delivery position, push, flick, okay? That is a shadow walkthrough of the glide, plain and simple. So your ability to move through those positions, 0 miles an hour, you're building that foundation. And if you can't do it right here like this, it's going to be basically impossible to do it in the circle. So that's why I want you to be able to do what I just did. By middle of the season, you should be very comfortable going, okay, here's my start. And I load, kick, heel, snap under, turn, all of that right there. I should have led with this, but the technical model for shot, disc, jab, talking through everything with a little more specificity. Each has a separate video on this channel, which might be on the side next to this one. So I'm kind of running through things a little faster than I do in those in here. So workout elements, stadium stairs, double leg. What that would look like would be a bound up the bleachers on 2 legs or 1 leg. You want to pull that knee up. That's going to be really pounding, so you're only going to want to be doing the stadium jumps if you're really confident in where your shin and knee health is. Track, grass, or mat double jumps or single jumps. So if you want to be jumping on the track, that's going to be not as hard as the bleachers, or the grass, that's going to be even less hard, or jumping on a mat can do that. So on the grass, you want to continue to jump out, right? And same with the single leg, right? You don't want to go too far to stretch yourself and create bad impact angles. And so we're just looking to be pliable. So you don't need to be setting a broad jump record each time you jump. Whereas if you're jumping on the mat, which is going to be your best bet if your knees or shins are bothering you, is getting on the high jump mat or the pole vault mat, and you're just jumping up, whether it's on 2 or 1 foot. And so this is just working on our ability to produce force. Since we're not in the weight room, we need to be doing things that stimulate force production, and so jumps are a great way to do that. But if your knees or your shins are bothering you beyond, just general soreness and being tired, then you need to not do the jumps, and you need to go see the trainer, and you need to be doing stuff to help them recover. But hopefully you're able to do some jumps, and you just find the right surface for you. And so there's nothing, mat or grass is a great place to be. It's still very effective. Russian twist throws. Russian twist throws. So kind of the base of it would be, I got the wall here. So I'm here and turning to deliver the ball. If you have a partner, you can have them throw it to you and you catch it and deliver it. That's going to add a level of challenge. If you want, you can go back and forth between you and your partner. You've got vertical grannies, which very simply is loading granny style basketball shot. You're going to bring the ball between your legs, launching it up as high as you can in the sky. You need to be very careful where you're doing this. Find a place in the middle of the stadium grass where there aren't other people, or take some med balls out to where you're at. Discus, in the landing area of the discus, you just need to spread out and be smart, launching the ball up. Overhead slam. So the wood chop has a rotational component, whereas the overhead slam, just ball top above your head, boom, slamming it down. Really involve that core. Be aggressive. Chopra throws. So for javelin throwers in particular, discus too with the pole, but javelin throwers, there's a lot of mobility demand, and so we want to develop that. So this chopra throw, you're doing a back bend, drawing the ball back, deliver. Now it's very important when doing this to not go beyond, or really even close to, your max range of motion, because pretty much none of you have developed, and that includes me, developed the just stability in those positions to be trying really hard. So what I would recommend is ball up, come back just a little bit, just a tiny bit, and exhale, deliver. You're working with a really light ball. And if doing a couple reps of that is okay, then the next time you can go just a little more. This is an exercise you want to extreme caution. It has a lot of value, but you need to be really careful. And so as long as you're not experiencing pain, do it, but you need to be really careful. And so we want to really focus on drawing the ball up, bending through the whole body, not just at one segment of the spine, and exhaling upon release so that we can release that tension and not keep it anywhere and create any stress on the body. Unnecessary stress, I should say. Chest push. Chest push is going to be trying to knock your partner over with the ball and launching forward, delivering the ball. I guess I can do it this way. Okay, and so you can work with a heavier ball for this. Shot putters, we need to be able to push, and doing so off of 2 feet on the ground, ideally, so that we can be learning how to be grounded, right? Because when we deliver that shot, if we are on our toes like this, when the ball's back here, we're losing out on leverage. And so we want to be anchored as we're doing things as long as we can to transfer energy. Standing twist 180s. So what that looks like is with a ball, I want you to try to do a 180 with the ball in your hands out. So this is kind of like demanding on your core. It's kind of like those things people do with the plate and they twist them. I'm here and so it's kind of a jump, and so you have to coordinate, but also brace your core and keep your position. So it's challenging. So give it a try. Y'all know V-ups, planks, Supermans, gymnastics, bridge press. You've never done a bridge before. You're getting into a bridge, and press, press, press. Inchworm walk. Probably done that before. You just don't remember it. So coming down. Just like that. So you would work your way forward. And so what it's doing actually is putting load through your shoulders in a nice way. So it's great for stability in that way and working your core. So those are just a couple examples. Tons of great core exercises, and you guys can do ones that you enjoy. Yeah. Those are the biggest things that I feel like you guys are going to need reminded of. I guess I'll just walk through the couple implement specific throws, but like all this stuff we'll do again on Saturday. So for shot, you know, the push flick, you got your shot in your hands where the finger meets the hand. We're going to wedge that in, so we're not gripping it. We want to be able to kind of almost cup it, and then we're standing square to the sector, and we want to push with the hand over the shoulder. Push, flick. And the idea is that my hand is behind my body. If I go like this and get away from my body, I'm losing stability because my center of mass is here. My big muscles that support me are here. So we want to stay supported here, not anywhere else. So we got push, flick. Then you work to your power position, and you work to rotate and lift, push, flick. You got your power position, your standing throw, which ideally we're not reversing for most of you. You want to learn how to hold this left side. By reverse, I mean your position is like so, and then it, for the glide, that brings you this way, right? So to stay in, we finish the throw, and we try to go up with the shot, and then to stay in the circle, our feet switch, and our weight transfers. But in a standing throw, for most of you, you need to be working on staying behind initially, meeting that left side, and then working off of it. So it should be push, flick, and staying right here. For most of you, that could change. Then you've got working from the back, which we did with the shadow drills, like you do your A, okay, your A, and then A can translate to the lathe drill, which is snapping under into the standing throw and delivering. But you can also just do the lathe drill, get to your stand, take a pause, take your standing throw, putting it together as a full glide. And then, like I said, staying behind the board with your feet grounded, that's that non-reverse, finishing the shot and stepping over, or rotating into that finish, reversing. With the discus, Great to work on your release, especially if you're new or it's just, it's been a while. It's going to be that kneeling stand because you can work to create tension and the legs aren't involved, so it simplifies the movement. And then you've got your standing throw. You've got, some people call it the South African, some people call it the 180. And so I'm throwing that way. So I'm on my right foot and I'm going to rotate left side around right. Delivering the discus. And then you have all kinds of variations in terms of from the back. You can do a 180 and pause, step in, pause, come around, deliver. You can 180, come here and step, step, deliver. You do the whole thing, no stop. There's lots of ways to do it and break down the throw. And we'll look at those later this week. And then the javelin, Brock should be helping you guys get a feel for the pick and being able to control the point. And then from there, you can work to try to do that from this position. So power position, turn the right foot, get the knee down, meet that left side, hand back, nice easy strike. And then from there, you work that into a 3-step. But again, those are things we'll touch on later in the week. So hopefully this wasn't too much. Just kind of wanted to jog y'all's memory. None of this stuff is really that new. Maybe a couple things look like the 180 jump. I don't think we did that last year, but pretty much all this stuff you've done before. So I'm gonna make sure the description has each exercise time stamped, so that if you're in a pinch and you're like, geez, what was that? You can pull it up quick. But we can go through this stuff Saturday again too. So hope this was helpful.